The Midday News. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. The Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Education and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, ZANU, have suspended their 5-month-old strike for 2 months. The spokesperson of JAC, Peter Sadeyemi, also announced the suspension in Abuja, explained that relevant organs of 2 unions decided to call off the strike after the federal government met most of the requests. He stated that after very prolonged negotiation and dialogue between the 2 unions and the federal government led by the Minister of Education, the union have come to the decision to suspend the strike for the initial period of 2 months. On his part, the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, said that the negotiation was ongoing with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, just as he expressed the hope that the university-based unions will suspend their strike very soon. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said that the collation of results of the 2023 general election will be done manually, despite the adoption of electronic transmission of results. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of his Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, stressed that the Commission would transmit results from polling units to its results viewing portal, as witnessed in recent elections, but that the Electoral Act was clear on how collation should be done. Okoye said in an interview with Newsmen that there is marked difference between the transmission of results and the collation of results. According to Section 52 of the Electoral Act, 2022 gives Commission the absolute discretion to determine the mode and procedure of voting in an election and the transmission of results. He added that Section 60 and 62 of the Electoral Act govern post-election procedure and collation of election results, while Section 61 of the Electoral Act provides that the presiding officer shall, after counting of votes at polling unit, enter the votes scored by each candidate in a form to be prescribed by the Commission. INEC also said that the implication of this is that the collation process of results is still essentially manual, but the collation officer must collect subject to his verification and confirmation that the number of accredited votes stated on the collected results are correct and consistent with the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from polling units. The outcome of the recent presidential election in Kenya is an indication that the African youth are ready to rescue power from older generation. A veteran journalist, Mr. Smollett Shitualamu, stated this while featuring on a weekly current affairs program of OSBC TV, Saturday Morning Trade. Mr. Shitualamu recalled the political history of Kenya and the antecedents of contestants, as well as the circumstances in which William Ruto emerged as the president-elect. He speaks.
An average Kenyan knew that there's a dichotomy between the haves and the have. He came as a symbol of the younger generation who wanted to wrestle power and give it back to the people. Whether or not he will be able to do that, we don't know it, but he has succeeded in doing that, creating a gap between the haves and the have-nots, telling them this is your country, telling them I will do better than the old brigades. He was able to relate and resonate with the people, and today he's an elected president. Whatever it is, the electoral body has announced him. Whatever comes out of it is a matter that will unfold. But whether whoever likes it or whether we like it or not, the fact is true that William is, they have started calling him William.
It stressed the need for older generation to always think of the future of the younger generations who are already demonstrating required ability for leadership.
Younger generation, we are a people in Africa, we have culture, we respect elders. But the elders must also do what is right. African elders have not done the right. They are supposed to have played the role of statesmen. They play the role of politics. Politicians are always looking for the next election. Statesmen are always looking for the next generation. This has caused a problem. So in our country, and that's the reason you had ExAs. And if we don't take care, there will be many, many such revolutions. Revolutions in the sense that the young men and women will say, no, we can't take it again. Because you have eaten my future. I can't go to school now. There is 6 months I can't go to school. I can't go to university because you have eaten my future. And when all of them go into synergy and say, oh, enough of this eating of our future, it will be calamity.
Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC has condemned the attack on the convoy of the First Lady of the state, Alhaja Kafayatu Oyetola, by suspected People's Democratic Party thugs. The chairman of APC in the state, Prince Boyega Famaudu, in a statement by its media advisor, Kola Olabisi, described the attack as primitive, barbaric, shameful, dangerous, and wicked. Prince Famaudu wondered why some suspected political thugs would make themselves cheap instruments of violence and subsequently heating of the state polity. Osun State APC chairman expressed shock at the hitherto peaceful Eden land to be turned into a abode of violence. In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party exonerated itself from the incident of the attack of the convoy of the First Lady of the state, Alhaja Kafayatu Oyetola in Owode. In a statement signed by the immediate director of the party in Osun State, Mr. Oladide Bamiji, PDP said it harbors no political thought, not to talk of deploying them for any purpose. According to the release, members of the PDP will never harass or molest innocent citizens and describe the linkage of the party with the incident as shocking. In the same vein, Osun State Police Command says it has apprehended 5 people in connection with the attack on the convoy of the wife of the governor of Osun State, Mrs. Kafayatu Oyetola at Owode. The command spokesperson, Yemisi Opalola, in a statement made available to newsmen in Osogbo, indicate that the convoy of Mrs. Oyetola came under attack by some disgruntled elements. According to the statement, one Mr. Omolola Okoyemi, an indigene of Ijebu-Ode, a driver of one truck without registration number, blocked the movement of the First Lady as a result of traffic gridlock. To this end, the driver was wounded on his forehead while some hoodlums took advantage of the scenario and started throwing stone and other dangerous materials at vehicles in the convoy of the First Lady that got one DSS personnel wounded. Anthony Joshua bid to recapture the unified heavyweight title ended in disappointment as Alexander Usyk produced a terrific performance to split decision in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, in a clash built at the rage of the Red Sea. A spirited Joshua, aged 32, showed some aggressiveness and intent, a vast improvement from the first fight, but could not match the brilliance and ring savviness of the Ukrainian, who improved his record to 20 wins from 20 contests. The judges called the fight 15-13 and 115-113 and 116-112 to Usyk, and the third, it gave 115-113 to Joshua. While there were some close rounds, Usyk in just 4th bout, since moving up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, was deserved winner. At the end of the fight, a furious Joshua quite busily picked up 2 of Yuki's bed, dropped them out of the ring, and strode towards the dressing room before turning around and getting back into the ring to give an impassioned speech. Now to foreign stories. The daughter of a close ally of Russia, President Vladimir Putin, has been killed on a highway near Moscow. Russia Investigative Committee said the Raya Jugina died after a car exploded while she was driving home. It is thought that her father, the Russian philosopher Alexander Judin, who is known as Putin's brain, may have been intended the target may have been the intended target of the attack. Mr. Dugin is a prominent ultra-nationalist ideologue who is believed to be close to the Russian president. Reports say Dugin and his daughter have been invited as guests of honor at a festival at an estate where the philosopher gave a lecture. Darija Jukina was vocal in support of the Russian government on Ukraine. The pair were due to travel back from the event in the same cab before Dugin made the decision to travel separately from his daughter at the last minute. That ends the media news on OSBC TV. It was edited by Tibitope Abdul Karim. Please join us at 5 for the evening news.
An average Kenyan knew that
is our duty that we owe to our great dear motherland to enhance her and to boost her in the eyes of all the world. Egalitarianism is our national watchword equality of good fortune must be to each sure reward. Liberty and brotherhood are the goals for which we strive, plus progress, plus plenty, and all the good things of life. Up, up, Nigeria, and take thy rightful place. It is thy birthright and thy destiny, Africa's leading light to be. It is our duty that we owe to our great dear motherland to enhance her and to boost her in the eyes of all the world. Egalitarianism is our national.
Ẹ káàsán, ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí Kamil Abdulrahim lóníròyìn yìí. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì tí wọ́n kìí ṣe olùkọ́ ti ṣẹ́wẹ́lé ìyẹnsílédè olóṣù márùn-ún wọn. Agbẹnusọ fún ẹgbẹ́ náà Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Peters Adéyẹmí, ẹni tó kéde yìí l'Àbújá ṣàlàyé pé ẹgbẹ́ náà pinnu láti ṣẹ́wẹ́lé ìyẹnsílédè wọn lẹ́yìn tíjọba àpapọ̀ ti ṣetán láti dáhùn sí ìbéèrè àwọn. Ó ṣàlàyé pé lẹ́yìn ọ̀kan-ò-jọ̀kan ìfikùnlukùn láàrin ẹgbẹ́ náà àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ èyí tí mínísítà fẹ́tò ẹ̀kọ́ darí rẹ̀ ló mú kí ẹgbẹ́ náà kó jámi lórí èròǹgbà ìyanṣẹ́lódì olóṣù márùn-ún náà tí wọ́n gbèrò tí wọ́n sì fi gígùn lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti lóṣù méjì. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ mínísítà fẹ́tò ẹ̀kọ́ Malam Adamu ló ti sọ pé ìfikùnlukùn sì ń lọ lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ fásitì lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí tí wọ́n jẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ fásitì lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí tó sì lóun nígbàgbọ́ pé láìpẹ́ yìí ni ìyanṣẹ́lódì náà yóò wá sópin. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò ilẹ̀ yìí ti sọ pé ìlànà tájọ náà ń lò tẹ́lẹ̀ láti fi ṣàkójọ èsì ìdìbò ni yóò lò fún ìdìbò gbogbogbò ọdún tó ń bọ̀, láì fi bí àjọ náà ṣe ti tẹ́wọ́ gba ìlànà àkójọ èsì ìdìbò nílànà ayélujára ṣe. Ọ̀gá àjọ elétò ìdìbò tó wà fún ètò ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ àti ìròyìn àwọn olùdìbò Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Festus Okoye ló sọ yìí di mímọ̀, tó ṣàlàyé pé àjọ náà yóò ṣàkójọ èsì ìdìbò láti ibùdó ìdìbò títí dé orí ìtàkùn ayélujára àjọ náà gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe ń wáyé lẹ́nu lọ́lọ́ yìí nínú àwọn ìdìbò tó wáyé, àmọ́ tó jẹ́ pé òfin ìdìbò ti sọ lásọyán nípa àkójọ èsì ìdìbò. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Okoye sọ ìdí mímọ̀ lásìkò ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn oníròyìn níbi tó ti ṣàlàyé nípa ṣíṣe àkójọpọ̀ èsì ìdìbò àti kíka èsì ìdìbò. Ó fi kún pé abala 60 àti 62 òfin ìdìbò ilẹ̀ yìí ṣàlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ nípa ọ̀nà tí alákòóso fún ètò ìdìbò lè gbà láti fi ṣàkójọ èsì ìdìbò láti ibùdó ìdìbò lẹ́yìn tó bá ti ka ìbò tán, pẹ̀lú kíkọ iye èsì ìdìbò tó díje kọ̀ọ̀kan bá ní sínú fọ́ọ̀mù tájọ náà ti pèsè fún wọn. Àjọ INEC tún sọ pé ohun tí gbogbo atótónu ọ̀hún dárí lórí nípa ìlànà àtijọ́ fún àkójọ èsì ìdìbò lòun yóò lò, àmọ́ tó ṣe pàtàkì kí alámòjútó ètò ìdìbò kó rí wípé àwọn tí wọ́n ṣàyẹ̀wò orúkọ àti àwòrán ṣe déédéé orúkọ àwọn tí wọ́n dìbò tí yóò fi sórí ìtàkùn ayélujára àjọ náà. Àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ oníròyìn kan nílẹ̀ yìí Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Smollett Shittu Alamu ti sọ di mímọ̀ pé àbájáde ìbò táwọn èèyàn ilẹ̀ Kenya dì ti fi hàn pé àwọn ìdọ̀ ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà ti ṣetán láti gba ipò agbára lọ́wọ́ àwọn àgbààgbà tó ń ṣèjọba. Àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ oníròyìn náà sọ èyí lásìkò tó ń kópa lórí ètò ọlọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ yìí tí ó jẹ́ tẹ̀ka ìròyìn àtọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ tí a mọ̀ sí Saturday Morning Trade. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Shittu Alamu wá ṣèrántí ìtàn òṣèlú ilẹ̀ Kenya, àwọn tó gbapò tí ìbò tó fi mọ́ ọ̀kan-ò-jọ̀kan ìṣòro tó rọ̀ mọ́ èyí tó mú kí ọ̀gbẹ́ni William Ruto jáwé olúborí ìbò táwọn aráàlú dì. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ síwájú sí i. Ó wá tẹnumọ́ pàtàkì káwọn tó ti dàgbà kó ronú jinlẹ̀ nípa ọjọ́ iwájú ilẹ̀ yìí nípa fífààyè gba àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tí wọ́n jáde síta láti dipò adarí ilẹ̀ yìí mú. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ síwájú sí i. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ti bẹ̀rù àtẹ́lu ìkọlù tí wọ́n fẹ̀sùn kàn pé àwọn afurasí kan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ gànfẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party ṣe sí ọkọ̀ aya gómìnà arábìnrin Kàfáyàtọ̀ Oyètọ́lá. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tí olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì fún alága ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC lọ́ṣùn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Kọ́lá Ọlábísí fi síta, lọ́mọọba Gbóyèga Fámọ̀ọ́dún ti ṣàpèjúwe ìkọlù náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí èyí tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó tó sì jẹ́ ìwà ọ̀dájú gbà. Ọmọọba Fámọ̀ọ́dún wá kọminú lórí ìdí táwọn afurasí náà sì lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n lo àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ohun èlò láti máa dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Wàyí o, ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party ti yọra rẹ̀ kúrò nínú ìkọlù kan tí wọ́n ṣe sí ọkọ̀ aya gómìnà ní agbègbè Owódé Ẹdẹ. Àtẹ̀jáde tí olùdarí ẹ̀ka ètò ìròyìn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà lọ́ṣùn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọládélé Bámidí fi síta ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ti sọ lásọyán pé àwọn ò láwọn kankan táwọn ṣe àkójọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ gànfẹ́ olóṣèlú tí wọ́n lè máa lọ sírú ìkọlù bẹ́ẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde náà ṣe wí, kò sí ẹnikẹ́ni nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP tó lè máa kọlù aráàlú kankan tí wọ́n sì ṣàpèjúwe bí wọ́n ṣe lòdì ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹ̀ mọ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP gẹ́gẹ́ bí èyí tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó. Iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ti fi páńpẹ́ ọba gbé èèyàn 5 kan tí wọ́n fura sí pé wọ́n ní nǹkan ṣe nípa ìkọlù tí wọ́n ṣe sí ọkọ̀ aya gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun arábìnrin Kàfáyàtọ̀ Oyètọ́lá lówódé Ẹdẹ. Agbẹnusọ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun arábìnrin Yẹmisí Ọ̀pálọ́lá ló sọ èyí di mímọ̀ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tó fi síta fáwọn oníròyìn pẹ̀lú àlàyé pé ọwọ́ tẹ àwọn ẹni afurasí ọ̀hún tí wọ́n ṣe ìkọlù sí aya gómìnà. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde náà ṣe wí, awakọ̀ ẹrù ńlá kan tí ọkọ̀ rẹ̀ kò ní nọ́mbà torúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Ọmọlọ́lá Ọpẹ́yẹmí tó wá láti Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde ló wa ọkọ̀ rẹ̀ dé ojú ọ̀nà lásìkò táyà gómìnà ń kọjá, tí èyí sì ṣokùnfà súnkẹrẹ fàkẹrẹ ọkọ̀. Fún ìdí èyí làwọn kan tí wọ́n fura sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ gànfẹ́ wá lo àǹfààní ọ̀hún tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láti fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ju òkúta àti àwọn nǹkan ìjà olóró míì lu ọkọ̀ aya gómìnà, èyí tó mú káwọn náà kí ó fi orí ṣèṣe táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ aláàbò tó wà lẹ́yìn aya gómìnà náà sì fara pa. Anthony Joshua tún fìdí rẹmi lórí èròǹgbà rẹ̀ láti fàgbà hàn Alexandria Oski nínú ìjà tó wáyé láàrin àwọn méjèèjì ní Jeddah lórílẹ̀‐èdè Saudi Arabia lánàá. Níbi ìjà náà ni Joshua ẹni ọdún 22 ti gbìyànjú láti fakọyọ níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà ọ̀hún, àmọ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀lẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ ọmọ orílẹ̀‐èdè Ukraine tó náà jẹ́ abẹ̀sẹ́kù bí òjò. Lẹ́yìn táwọn méjèèjì wọ̀yá àjà tí wọ́n sì ń lo gbogbo ọgbọ́n àrékérekè tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn láti rí i pé ẹnìkan jáwé olúborí. Uski padà jẹ́wọ́ fún Joshua pé ẹgbẹ́ èṣù kọ́ nìyàn. Nílẹ̀ òkèèrè, ọmọbìnrin ọ̀kan nínú alájọṣe ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Russia Vladimir Putin ti bọ́lọ́jọ́ pàdé lójú ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Moscow. Ìwádìí ìgbìmọ̀ tí ilẹ̀ Russia gbé kalẹ̀ fi hàn pé Daradokna dágbére fáyé lẹ́yìn tí ọkọ̀ kan kọlù lásìkò tó ń wakọ̀ lọ sílé. Ìwádìí fi hàn pé Alexander Dolchin tó jẹ́ bàbá rẹ̀ tó jẹ́ alátìlẹyìn Putin làwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ láabi náà rò pé ó wà nínú ọkọ̀ ọ̀hún. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Dolchin ló jẹ́ èèkàn ilẹ̀ náà tó súnmọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Russia pẹ́kipẹ́ki. Ìròyìn fi yé ni pé Dolchin àti ọmọ rẹ̀ ni wọ́n fìwé pè síbi ọdún kan lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Moscow níbi tí bàbá rẹ̀ ti dáhùn èèyàn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Daradokna ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan gbòógì nínú àwọn alátìlẹyìn fún ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Russia lórí ìjà tó ń wáyé pẹ̀lú orílẹ̀-èdè Ukraine. Bákan náà ló jẹ́ ògúnnágbòǹgbò oníròyìn tó ń ṣàtìlẹyìn fún ìgbógunti orílẹ̀-èdè Ukraine. Ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí wa fún ti tàkókò yìí kò jù báyìí lẹ pàdé wa láago 5:15 nígbà táwọn mú ìròyìn ìrọ̀lẹ́ wá fún yín. Títí ìgbà náà ẹ kú jí lọ́nà.